Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Playlists, and we continue our playlist English words with examples and English grammar explanations, words from 291 to 300. Really, this playlist is very important. So, become, became, become. You see, this verb is irregular. Really, this verb is irregular. Or you can also say it's an irregular verb. He became famous. I'd like to become a businessman. Or, for example, you can say I'd like to become a teacher, I'd like to become a manager, I'd like to become a designer, and so on. And I have a question for you. Would you like to become an English teacher? So why not? Famous. Do you want to become famous? Most of my friends don't want to become famous. This university is very famous, isn't it? So we call this part of grammar tag questions. So tag questions, right? Tag questions. So isn't it? Why do we have isn't it? Because this university means it, and we need to use the opposite form here. So it's very famous, isn't it? Or this university is very famous, isn't it? Start. So we normally say start doing something. So start plus verb plus ing. I started learning English 3 years ago. Or, for example, I can tell you that I started teaching English when I was 17. I started teaching English when I was 17. So you can calculate how many years I've been teaching English. So full time. I started teaching English when I was 17. How long time ago did you start learning English? So we mostly meet start doing something. So you often see begin instead of start. So this verb is irregular. Begin, began, begun. The meeting began. The conference began on time. Students often ask me, what's the difference between these two words, start and begin? So the answer is very simple. This word, begin, is more formal. In other words, we use it in a more formal context, whereas this word, start, is less formal, or it sounds more informal, and we mostly use it so in our daily conversation. Okay, good. Really, I really like it. I really like your lessons. I really like this channel. I really want to find a better job. We also use really to show surprise. Really? So, really? So, to show surprise, we use it. To show surprise, really? Okay. Most. Most people do it. Most students think so. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. So you see that we use most with adjectives like beautiful, but we have a superlative form. The most beautiful. We often use it with long adjectives which have more than 2 syllables. So you are the most beautiful girl in the world. So it's the most interesting channel. So it's the most interesting video. And so on. So the most, it's a superlative form. So how do we form it? We form it with est, or with the most, the most plus adjective, or the, and then we have est at the end of the adjective. What do I mean? Like, so the shortest way. For example, it's the shortest way. It's the shortest way. So there, then we have an adjective and est in the end. So we normally use it with short adjectives which have 1 or 2 syllables, and we use this way, so the most plus adjective. So if it's a long adjective, so it's usually 2 or more than 2 syllables. So like here, so you see the most beautiful, 3 syllables. Yeah, there are 3 syllables if I'm not mistaken. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. Okay, very good. So next. Right, so you see meeting. The meeting began 2 hours ago. How long was the meeting? Between. It's between you and me. What's the difference between these 2 methods? Or what's the difference between these 2 words? Or what's the difference between these 2 phrases? Family. Do you have a family? Or you can ask, have you got a family? So you can say, I have a family. Or I have got a family. Or I've got. So I've, it's together. I've got a family. It's a short form. But from my experience, I can tell that we meet this actually first version much more often. So I have a family. Relative. I don't have many friends. I have lots of relatives, but few friends. Or you can say, I have a lot of relatives. So you know that lots of is more informal. So you can say a lot of friends, lots of friends, and many friends. So the opposite meaning is few friends or a few friends. Few friends or a few friends. So a few means several. A few means several. But few means not enough. Not enough. So not enough and several. So few mostly has a negative meaning. So if you say I have few friends, it means not enough. If you say a few friends, it means several or some. Several or some. So it isn't necessarily bad. Okay? We can say a lot of, lots of friends or many friends. Good. For more practice, you can listen and repeat. I really like your lessons. He became famous. It's the most popular song. This verb is irregular. Most students think so. Would you like to become an English teacher? What's the difference between these 2 phrases? I'd like to become a businessman. How long time ago did you start learning English? It's an irregular verb. The meeting began. Do you have a family? I have a family. I have got a family, or I've got a family. I started learning English 3 years ago. What's the difference between these two methods? Most people do it. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. Most of my friends don't want to become famous. I really like it. I really want to find a better job. It's between you and me. Do you want to become famous? I don't have many relatives. I have lots of relatives, or I have a lot of relatives but few friends. How long was the meeting? I really like this channel. This university is very famous, isn't it? The conference began on time. Our meeting began 2 hours ago. I really like this playlist, so if you really like it, so let's continue. Thank you.